All right. Welcome everyone for joining us with Tea Time with Lady D. My name is Deveva, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Jerri. She's one of the partners at StageCoach Theatre located in Ashburn, Virginia. So I just wanted to share first, Jerri, how we met. And I know under the circumstances that we're in is not good at all for anyone, but I am definitely taking the opportunity to sit down and actually have tea with people that I know. So it's a great time to catch up, and what better way than tea time in the afternoon. Um, so Jerri, we met probably a little over a year ago,
Mhm.
and I we came up with a collaboration at your theater to do a pop-up tea room, and that tied in with the theme of what your upcoming shows were or plays. And so it was a sneak peek tied in with a tea party, which was a lot of fun. And we haven't been able to catch up since then. And I definitely follow you online and with all the shows that was going on. And you do things for children, adults, comedy, magic shows, performers. So you have a lot that I definitely wanted to have you join us for tea so that we can learn more about what Stagecoach is about. So welcome again, Jerri.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It has been really a great time during this time to reconnect with people that I haven't spoken to for a long time. And I'm so happy that you asked me to be with you. So as with everyone, this pandemic kind of took us by surprise,
Yeah.
um, and kind of left us in a point where we needed to readjust very quickly.
Hmm.
So, theaters were one of the businesses that were required to shut down, and we shut down mid March. And we were able to, at that time, we had to think about our students, our actors, our team members, and make sure that everyone and our community stayed safe. So we've been in hibernation for a lot of that, but it's not like we haven't been busy. We have been very busy.
Right.
We have continued with our online theater classes. Our teachers have been holding them like the week that we stopped meeting in person. Our students were able to meet with their teachers via Zoom and continue with their lessons. That has been fantastic. The kids they look forward to it every week to work with their instructors, and we will be closing up on that term at the beginning of June. So will have an online theater performance of our students doing
Oh, good.
the skits that they've been working on, the musical theater performances that they've been practicing, and that should be a very fun time.
Yeah.
But we had to stop some of our productions, but some of them we are still carrying on full steam ahead. In fact, we've even had the time to start planning our 2021 season, which
Hmm.
doesn't usually happen until later in the year. But we took advantage of this time, and we've got some great shows lined up for you.
Yeah.
So, Stagecoach Theatre Company specializes in interactive audience participation shows. Usually we do them as dinner theater. We don't always do them that way, but people like to have that element of food and drink whenever they get together to have a good time watching a show. We do mainly murder mysteries that are written by local playwrights. Those are now being expanded into other areas where we are now going to be producing Clue on stage in September. And that has been quite an adventure, because if anybody knows Clues, there's so many different rooms and so many different sets and such, which we are a black box theater. That means it's a very tiny space. And so our tech team has just been fantastic in trying to design some new ways for us to do that. So when you have the chance, you must come and see that show.
Yeah, definitely. I keep on saying that there's so many to choose from, and we can talk about the other entertainment that you have, but it's hard to choose which one. But I definitely want to do a murder mystery. You know, I like the murder mystery concept. I think it's great.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, Jerri.
So I was going to say the other murder mystery that we have coming up will be Dial M for Monster. And that's written by my business partner, and it's directed by him, Terry Smith. He's doing that show that one is being directed by Scott Strasbaugh, who's been in a number of shows with us before. But he and Terry are looking at updating some of the script pieces, inserting a bit more humor into it. And so they've been busy doing that. Those auditions will be coming up soon, and that show goes up in October and November. So a good opportunity to, once you're all ready to start breaking out into the theater, to coming into that.
Yeah. And I know that when you originally started, because when did you start the company? I know that you've been in the black box, as you call it, theater for a couple of years, but you had the show on the road, right?
Sure. We were a traveling troupe beginning in June of 2019. Actually, 2011. Next month in June will be our 9th anniversary.
Yeah.
So, but we were traveling all over the place, and we needed a place to call home. So 2.5 years ago, we opened the space in Ashburn, and it has been such a wonderful blessing to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great location. I mean, I know that a lot of places, downtown, there's, all these different places, but a lot of us that live out in the suburbs, I mean, it's an hour back and forth without traffic, and to be able to have something more local in the area, and it's like good quality entertainment is, a real blessing to have. So a great option for people to go to.
Right. You don't have to spend all your time and money traveling into the city, trying to find parking. Getting out at a reasonable time. I mean, we're right in your neighborhood, and it's good quality stuff.
It is. Yeah. I love the variety of shows that you have. And also, when you had mentioned the online classes for acting, you also have people that give classes for singing, right? Singing and different instruments too. Yeah.
Sure. So we do right now, it's online, but we do theater workshops for students, and I'm talking, like younger kids. We do those in acting, in audition prep, in voice lessons, vocal prep. But we also offer that kind of instruction for adults as well. And because people have had time right now, we've been approached several times for adult classes. It's something I've always wanted to do. Yeah. Could you please help me through working on a monologue so that maybe I can audition for the next show that you have coming up? Mm-hmm. Or it's, I've always wanted to get into improv. What do I need to do? And so with our improv comedy troupe, we're able to get them connected and started.
Yeah. So with the restrictions that we're having, and there's, different phases and stages that we have, are you just going to start, you think, with doing like online, not rehearsals, tryouts or auditions in the beginning, or you're not really sure how? Because that's going to start probably next month or so.
Yeah, we're going to be watching very closely with the CDC and Virginia health guidelines and following what Governor Northam is recommending in terms of opening the state back up. We will do that in phases ourselves. We will start June 13th and 14th with the auditions for Clue. Okay. Then beginning on the 15th is when we are planning to start our first summer camp, and that will be for the Addams Family. The casting has already been done since that's a summer intensive camp. And But if we need to push that back, or if we need to adjust to every other day rehearsals with smaller teams, then we will do that. If we need to take the whole camp experience online, that is also an option that we're looking at. Again, safety is first for everyone concerned.
Yeah.
But once we start back up full force, probably in July, that's when we will have our monthly magic show with Sly. And then we will have our improv comedy troupe, the Stagecoach Bandits, will be performing once again. Then we will have other camps that will be going on. Late in July, our Les Miserables camp will be going on too. Then we will have our regular murder mysteries just going on for part of July and August. So we'll have some dinner theater in there.
Yeah, and just to clarify, when you're talking about the summer camps and the Addams Family, that's the children camps, correct?
Correct.
That you have during the summer. Yeah,
Right.
And I love, so what is the age range what is the youngest and the oldest to qualify for the children's camps?
So for those two camps, they are summer intensive musicals. The youngest, I believe, is 9 or 10 years old, just because in both they have a younger character in them. You've got Pugsley in the Addams Family, and you've got Gavroche in Les Mis. So there were exceptions made for those characters, but the general age range tends to be around 10 to 17.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we're taking some for in that age range again, 10 to 17, 18 years old, for our other acting camps and cabaret camps that we will be running through the summer. We've got them running over at our place in Ashburn, and then also at the Parks and Rec up in Luckett's.
Oh, wow. Is that new, or you've always had that location?
We've always been a partner with Parks and Rec, but the Luckett's location is new for us, and that will be the first time that we will be partnering with them in that location.
Oh, nice. And I know that you collaborate with a winery, and you have your a wine, right? That's for labeled for Stagecoach.
Right. We have private label wine that we source through Tarara Winery, and that's been a great partnership. We also have new partnerships that will be coming up soon. But we have lots of friends in the winery areas, and we like to do things with them. One of the things that we had started with back before our Ashburn location is we had murder mystery tours and would include some wine in that. We're taking those murder mysteries, we are putting those online, and we will be seeing about partnering with the local wineries, maybe some local restaurants, to see about getting some dinner and a show. You make your dinner or order it from some of our partners, and we provide the show. And it's going to be interactive, and it'll be a lot of fun. We can do these as team building experiences too, or team bonding. If you're talking about your girlfriends or your family friends you're used to getting together on a regular basis, you can now do this on Zoom, and it will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and also family reunions that get together during different times of the year too.
Sure.
So, well, in person, and then for now for Zoom. But that's great. And also, I think I had seen something about managers, like team building. Once a year, usually you have some sort of activity. I think that's a great, something different. Instead of the standard, meeting and then maybe to go play bowling or something. It's just something fun and different to do.
Sure. I mean, and for example, not everybody can do zip lining. So this is something.
I prefer not zip lining.
So, this is something that everyone can participate in, no matter what their activity level might be. Multi-generational, because they're all about figuring out who done it, right? And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy how everything has been growing, and I guess the silver lining about what we're going through is the technology that we have, that we can still reach to people virtually live to be able to still interact. I mean, of course, it's not the same thing as having an in-person interaction, but I feel that that's a great opportunity to still be able to connect with others.
Right, and that's a great point. One of the things that we have been people have contacted us about is that their teams are now all working from home. And their teams across, the United States or across the world are all feeling a bit isolated. They're looking for activities that they could do together in more of a social aspect to kind of have everyone remember what it's like to collaborate on something again.
Right.
And so we're really happy to be able to provide that opportunity for them.
Yeah, no, that's great. I'm really glad that you're able to just think outside of the box and still be able to move forward with just finding different ways of being able to provide that service and entertainment. So if someone, for example, myself, that like you had mentioned, someone that would like to audition or try something out that they, maybe didn't have time before, or, something that they like to pursue, would they to be considered for the audition? Like, what is the route? Do you need to have a certain background first, or how does that work?
Usually, you don't have to have a required background. You can try out on audition for any of our shows. Audition dates and the requirements are usually posted online. Usually it will ask you for some kind of a memorized monologue. We prefer that it's memorized, so we know that you can at least memorize 1 minute worth of work.
Yeah, yeah. 1 minute doesn't sound long, but it is.
But it's long.
It is, yeah.
But and if you need help with that, again, we can help you with that. But start with that. Usually, it's a 1 minute comedic monologue. If you're auditioning for one of our cabarets, then you might be asked to provide, a few bars of a popular kind of song. And those will all be indicated on the audition notice. And that's all available on our website. I'm still working on updating our website with all these new things that are coming on board. But you'll see it's the gist of it. And if you have any questions, you just give me an email and I'll get back to you.
Yeah. And how long usually, once you've all the cast members have been selected, usually, I know there's different timelines, but what's the average for rehearsals before you start?
Usually it's about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
So you're in rehearsal 6 to 8 weeks, several times a week, mostly in the evenings. 1 or 2 shows might go on some weekend rehearsals, but we try to keep weekends for families and performances. Then you're in performances for probably about 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the kind of show that you're in.
Okay, very nice. I know, I love it's a lot of. So part of your team, I know, partners is yourself, Terry, and then you have 2 others, and that's who does all the organizing and planning of everything. Okay.
April joined us in February of last year, and she handles the theater itself. She's the theater manager, and so when you arrive at the theater, all of the display work in the front room is her. And she manages all our costumes and our props, and works with all of the directors in making sure that we supply those in what they need. If other theater groups or school groups or whatnot are looking for costumes and props, we also have that capability to rent those out.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. So just contact you.
Yes.
So you can pass it on. Okay, that's good, because there's a couple of teachers that I know that are in school theater. So
yeah, a lot of times too with schools, it's the parents that tend to fill in the role for costumes or whatnot, and they've not done this before. We're here to help.
Okay. Well, thank you. I didn't know if you wanted to share anything else about. It sounds like you have a lot going on. Definitely taking advantage of this time.
Sure.
For getting things ready for the end of the year and then next year, I'm assuming, for your shows. So
Mhm.
I'm
So just
really
check our
happy for you.
website, yeah, for updates on the new shows that we've got coming up. We'll be announcing our 2021 season soon as we get licensing rights for everything, and we'll be on our way. Can't
All right.
wait to get back in the theater. And I
Yeah.
want to see you soon.
I know, I do. I definitely want to see you. And I forgot to share, we got so into our conversation. What type of tea are you drinking today?
I am drinking Oriental Beauty. I got this from Dominion Tea out in Percival. It's an oolong tea. It's actually a champagne oolong. And it's
nice.
Yeah.
It sounds delicious. Yeah, Dominion is one of our largest in Virginia distributors, and I've always wanting to go out to the place where they have their showcase and where they do all of their supplies. So you said they're located in Ashburn also? No.
They're in Percival.
Percyville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even so many years ago, before I would drive all over, Percyville sounded really far, but it's actually like 45 minutes from where I live. So it's not that far at
A
all.
lot of people are like, you need a passport to get to Western Loudoun. You don't. It's really beautiful and it's worth the drive.
This time of year too, it's the scenery, the driving. So
sure.
I'm
That's
actually
where the wineries are.
Yeah, exactly, on the way there and on the way back. So you can have tea and wine, like two of my favorite things. So I'm drinking rose petals just with water because my stomach is acting up a little bit. So I just wanted something planned.
Right.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much. Sorry, there was someone on my phone. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, Jerri. And yes, I definitely want to come see one of your shows, especially before the end of the year. So thank you again.
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.